YouTube. So the Pistons game starts in about 30 minutes, but then you have like 6 minutes for 6 or 7 minutes before the game actually starts for all of the stuff that they do in the pregame, all the announcements and everything like that. So I'm going to play a quick game of the Bazaar. Now, because I technically have like 35 minutes, one, I don't expect to play well, so if you're here for the best gameplay in the universe, good luck. But two, I'm also going to be going pretty quickly because I want to watch the game. So,
few warriors live to retire.
Starting with the turbo butterflies, because when you slow, this game's burned. So then, and it also has the enchantment for haste. Adding in another slow item. Let's see if we can get anything else. I guess for now I can use this.
I fight alongside you.
And then I can get that later if I need to. But my lighting is not that great. I need to get a new light. I think we can all agree on that one. Alright, so going up against the Kyber drone here, I don't really need the weapons. The crit chance or the cooldown reduction would be great, but really I'm looking for the skill here, that when you slow, gain 5 damage on a weapon. Because that's pretty powerful, and we already have a little bit of a slow combo here, because this one, when this one slows, it gets burned, and when this one slows or poisons, it gets charged. So, the only thing that I need now is slow or a poison, but I do need a slow item. And this weapon right here, I'm not too attached to at all. Okay, cooldown reduction. I'm gonna hold off on that because right now I don't think I know where would be best to use that. When you slow or poison. Okay. This is okay. It's not the best for what I'm doing. When you slow. Okay. So then if I take this, and then this actually is a pretty good combo, because every time this goes off, this is going to poison, so it's going to kind of charge itself. So now I have a slow item, I have a poison item, so this when it slows or poisons, it charges, and then when this one slows, it gains burn. Still very possible to lose day one. Day one is really luck of the draw, but let's see. I am out of gold, so then I am going to get 3 regen, which for day one is pretty good.
I seek the ultimate secret. Will you get me any closer?
And they have Shovel, which is pretty slow. They have the Zero Acid, which hastes, but they don't have any burn. And then this is going to give the Shovel more damage. So, they're definitely going to put out a lot more damage than me. I would expect that I'm going to lose this one, but we'll see. Because their damage output is really, really slow. So if they go again, then I definitely lose, but I might... Oh, I don't think I'm going to. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. That's what I wasn't sure about, was whether or not I would tip down their damage before this. And if you haven't seen this game before, this game is called The Bazaar. It's free to play, and it is great, and I highly recommend it.
Another step forward on my path.
The character that I'm playing named Mac is one who, a lot of his thing is like potions and enchantments and all of that. That's kind of his deal. Let's see here. Extra 10 damage, so I'll do that. Extra poison, I'll do that for right now. I could put this out actually. And do something like... No, that wouldn't work actually. This could possibly work though. If I put this here and then this here. So every 5 seconds this would burn in poison. I think for now that's going to be what I'm going to do. Because I do want to win this day 2 computer fight. And I do want to XP max a little bit, so... And also the extra poison here is going to charge just an extra time. So I got the skill before also so that all my weapons do 10 damage, so that's maybe a little bit stronger as well. This should be a fairly easy win, but we'll see. This character does heal himself a little bit, but I don't think it's fast enough compared to the amount of burn or amount of poison that I'm putting on. The burn is kind of inconsequential right now, but it will eventually get there. But right now, this is winning mainly through poison,
creatures prowl these streets?
Rather than damage or burn that I have here. Okay. I think I'm just gonna go for a free item. Okay. I'm gonna take extra XP because that lets me get to level 3, which gives me a wider board before the next fight. Extra 10 damage with lifesteal, absolutely. And then I'm gonna put this out here because this makes my other poison item stronger. So, then, free item on the level up. That doesn't really do anything for me.
You remind me of
okay, definitely a lot stronger for day 2, but strong weapon build, which it doesn't look like this is, can get us. So this is an aquatic build with a enchanted toxic catfish. So they're going to be putting out a lot of poison, and they're going to be doing it pretty quickly. But I'm going to be putting out a reasonable amount of poison, a decent amount of burn, and also doing damage. So pretty easy win on day 2. And also my board was wider because I leveled up so before they did. So that's kind of why you want to get to level 3 on day 2, because it lets you do that. Sells items or transform. I like this guy, but 7 seconds is kind of slow for a turbo. It's just not going to go off that much, so let me transform this to a potion. That's not great. Alright, let me get a small weapon. Sure, I can use this for now. And then I want to transform that eventually. You I'm not going to use, you I'm not going to use, you I'm not going to use. And my cooldown reduction, I guess I'll put that onto you. It's not much, but this guy does a lot of fast scaling weapon damage. I think this is exactly what I don't want to go with, so I'm going to go against this guy.
No, I am not a dervish. That's offensive. I have failed you, Storm Queens.
And I don't have as much burn now, but because I got rid of that other item, but I'm not too worried about it at this time. Okay, so I do have I have 20 gold, which is a decent amount for day 3. I can do whatever I would want to in the shop, so let me go to the shop and see. When you use potion burn 8 at the start of each day, get a catalyst. I only have 1 potion. This is a good item. I could have 2 potions. Sure. So it uses up most of my gold, and it's going to actually also put me into a pretty decent pivot, because this is going to go. You I want to keep. You I want to keep. You I want to keep. It's turbo notches. Okay. You I want to keep. So then you and you can go. And then bring out this. This. And I guess for now, I'll do this. So basically what this guy does is, and I'm going to get into the next event as well. When I use a potion, this burns 8, and now I have 2 potions next to it. It also reloads an adjacent potion every time, and so those will get reloaded. This one will do poison damage, this one will give me regeneration. The board also just got bigger, so I can put out some of the other items that I had, like this one, and this one. And then I could also sell you. Okay, now who do I want to upgrade? Could upgrade you for another 10 damage. I'm not really worried about damage. You would give me more poison on everything, so I think you're the biggest impact upgrade right now. Even though this is the one that's probably least likely to be here at the end of the game, but because at that point everything else will have scaled up so much. But for now, it'll definitely help me win this fight. Going up against a pig. It's gonna be hasting. It is not scaling though. Okay, yeah, I think we win. No real status effects, and pretty low damage output, so that's a easy combo. Pigs really start to come into their own like day 8, day 9, day 10 is when they get pretty nasty and difficult to deal with. But it's only, that was the end of day 3. Let's see here. This, I'm gonna put more burn onto this. And then sure, I'll get income. And I think I could beat most of these guys. I also don't know how, like, if I'm gonna do this guy the whole time, but we'll see. Yeah, I think I'll just go for the extra XP. There's a possibility that I lose this one. It's gonna have over double the amount of health that I have, plus it has when I use an item it charges. So, very strong possibility. Well, no, I don't want to say very strong, but reasonable possibility that I lose this one. Oh, and it has damage scaling. But
hear the marching of tentacle and claw. The age of feet is over.
I only have 15 HP left. That sucks. It went from 1200 to 15 while I was at 517. That's unfortunate. Catalyst. This I do want. Okay. That doesn't really help me. Let me see if I can find a decent skill here. I guess I'll do this. Okay, that's actually pretty okay for right now.
I have faced 82 foes exactly like you.
Alright.
People are a pattern.
And let's see what J-Lu here has. Some fire, some damage, some slow. Actually pretty good build there. But I think I put out status effects faster. Alright, cool. Nice. 4 days, 4 wins. That's pretty good. It's a good start. And in theory, if I got more potions, this guy would put out a lot more burn faster. Although I'm not sure if I'm fully committed to doing that. This small non-weapon, I'm sure. No, I don't think I need that.
Closer and closer. I can hear my sister's laughter.
First time freeze, right most poison item. Buying weapon skills. No. Okay, let me roll. Burn item is +4 burn, so that would be that. Okay,
when
cool.
you're ready, I'll send
So
it
when I
tomorrow.
use a potion, I'll
But I'll
burn
keep it till
16. I don't need weapons. I'll take some free chocolate bars. It's like the Hershey's snacks that they give you at the dentist office. Maybe not at the dentist office, but at the doctor's office. Alright, so they have 1200 damage, and they have some damage scaling, but I do think I'm going to put out burn and poison a lot faster than they are, so I do think I win this one. Looking at this though, I am going to need to, if I'm going to keep going in this direction, I'm going to need to put out more potions. I'll look for a free item. Sure.
Dunes? Where shall we
These all
start?
suck. No. No. Actually, that could have been okay. So my thought process is I don't really like this item too much. I used it before, but this is enchanted with obsidian, which means double damage. So even if I don't like this album or this item, I can take it and then transform it to another medium item that will have obsidian. Which is interesting, but the question is, do I want a medium item that has obsidian that might be better than this? Because I would have to take off this and this, probably. And I wouldn't really have room for more potions, so I think that would really limit my damage output. I'm gonna take it. It's a good item. It's probably better to have it than not, especially for free. Let me see if I can get a skill here. At the start of each day, get a random potion. I like that. That's a good one. Now the question is, do I actually put that out there now? It's a lot more damage than this. It'd be hard to make it adjacent to this. Okay. Yeah, let me do that for now.
I will fight you, but only
For a while,
so
I'm
that I
going
can
up
stand.
against Hawaii. You're representing the whole state. Good individual. Good person. Ooh, this is not looking good. They're gonna put out a lot of damage really quickly. Yeah. So, in the first few days, this kind of build where there's just a lot of scaling damage really quickly,
The Bazaar has many
it
secrets.
does really, really well.
I will
It kind of
uncover
does
them all.
lose its efficacy once you get a bit later on, but it's pretty tough to deal with in the beginning. I like that this is lifesteal. I want to keep that. Silver tier loot. Okay. I'll take an extra fight and some extra XP. I think I'm in the position that I oftentimes don't like to be in this game, which is being pretty good against the computer and starting to be bad against the PvP, against the other players. because... And I mean, I did just lose my first actual PvP match, so I'm not too stressed just yet, but part of this game is thinking ahead, and I think that I am on my back foot right now. So let me see if I can find a decent item.
Big bargains.
Use small item, charge this, 2 seconds. That's a burn item, that'll charge. I use a lot of small items on this side. It'll put out a lot more burn than this. Potion, transform into 2 small potions for the fight. That's interesting, but they wouldn't be able to reload. So I think I'm gonna go no. Oh, also let me do this. No. Okay. I don't need that. I don't need that. Oops. I'll transform you again. Now that's interesting. Okay. And then if I put you here and you go back over here. I think that makes me a lot weaker, to be honest. Yeah, I think just overall the ceiling for what is set up right here is just not that great. And if I put this out here, I'm going to put out a pretty reasonably aggressive amount of burn, because I do use a good amount of small items. So I think I'm actually going to pull you out, put you there. I do think that will help me win my next fight, and that is as much important in this as thinking up some great master perfect board, because you're not guaranteed to get the items that you want. So let me do this for right now. And this is nice that it's giving me regen. I would like to upgrade this. Okay, I think I gotta go a little bit faster, although I knew I was gonna miss the beginning of the first quarter, but I don't want to miss too much. When you either play use the weapon, charge this. I don't use that many weapons. Runic potion, haste your lifesteal weapons. That is great. Perfect. And a weapon gains lifesteal. So now there's a little bit of reason to do this, but I do need to find some kind of weapon scaling. If I'm going to do that. I could also do this, which is just get rid of this, do this, and do this. And honestly, I think that would not even make that big of a difference. Get rid of this, and put this, like, right there. So that's getting rid of Athenor and moving away from the whole potion thing and just going with a bunch of weapons and a couple of small potions for right now. Plus this one, when I use a small item, it charges 2 seconds, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 small items on the board, including one pretty fast one. Nope. Yeah, this is kind of what I was concerned about. I didn't really have any good options there.
My mind glows.
What would I want to upgrade? I guess I'll upgrade this and transform it.
With more time comes greater perfection.
Okay, obsidian scales. Charge adjacent items 1 second and deal 65 damage. If you have the same amount of items on both sides, charge all other items instead. I think I'm gonna do it like this. Okay. And then I'm gonna go here.
A visitor? How delicious.
That needs to be this one.
Back to the patch.
Taking that long to win a match against the computer on day 7 is a disaster. Okay. Just gonna go here.
Ah, a friend. I mean, a customer.
No. Don't need this. Need this here. I just don't think I'm going to use this. I don't really think I'm going to use any of these either.
That's okay. It was nice to see you.
So slow items.
Each moment
I do have a little bit of the
multifaceted.
slow sync match. Heavy rune daggers. When you crit with another item, charge this. Do I have any crit chance at all? I do not. This would be doing 25 damage pretty slowly. I think I'll buy it, but I think it's a no.
Lie languid in the river of time.
Now this changes things. Okay. Let's see what I can do here real quick with this. Heavy, heavy. Okay. I do want to keep this. But I think right now I just can't. So... do this. So when you slow charge this and gain damage. So now I have I have a multicast slowing item, and then I also have this, which is a slowing item. It's not great, but it's something. Slow 2 items for 1 second. Okay.
I will teach you to walk its threads.
Actually, no, let me keep that and then do this. It's not great. So this will slow 2 items, this will poison every time this attacks. This charges when it gets when I slow or poison. When you slow, your items gain crit chance. I think that's about the best thing that I can want right here, especially because it's the gold, not the silver version, so it's 2% instead of 1%.
My fight isn't with you.
Let's see. So I've kind of moved away from the status effects, which is not my favorite way to play this game. I think it makes it a lot harder on yourself, but didn't really have any other options.
All cannon,
Yeah.
no ball.
Okay. I'm actually okay with the multicast here. And the scale and crit, that actually compare really well. So I think for right now, I'm actually going to just take some XP.
Well, howdy, hero.
Your weapons gain 4 damage, sure.
Cat's been sitting there 20 years, waiting for you. Louis, now that's a bargain.
Cooldown,
Now
yes.
you're doing your part to
Poison,
clean up
yes.
the bazaar.
This, yes. This.
Trash is tragic.
Okay.
Reuse
And we go
everything.
this. Cooldown everything, yes. And then I'm going to put you back over here. Alright, so not necessarily strong right now, but at least there is some kind of theme, which is a lot of slow leads to damage scaling on this guy. And also scales my crit, so the more that I can slow, and the more I can upgrade my items, the more damage output I'm going to put out. And I also am getting lifesteal because of it, so 1 ammo would do great, because that would guarantee all my items get lifesteal. Now, if there is a skill that's like when you slow, I do have a lot of weapons, so when you slow gain damage, that would be really, really nice as well. On the subject of really nice, I will take an upgrade there.
Come back and tell me.
And then I need 2, I need that, so I'm going to upgrade this. I could have probably taken the runic devil though.
Enough power.
Potion? I don't need a potion, so let me take a loot item. And there's the ammo item that I asked for. Perfect. So then let me throw that there. So now, I had 1 item with lifesteal and 3 without. This is going to give my items lifesteal every time this potion goes. It has 3 ammo, so every time that it goes off, one of my 3 weapons that don't have lifesteal will until all 3 do.
Why must we do this? Death laughs at us both.
Which is great because this big one, this one, what's the name of it? The Magnus Femur scales damage, and so once it gets lifesteal, every time that it hits, I'm going to get that amount of damage that it outputs faster, which is also a great form of defense. And also this charges every time I slow, and it gains damage, so that's kind of how everything fits together. Alright, nice win against a player. Day 8, 5 wins. Kind of had a little bit of a slump there, but we move. And I still have 2 life left, so... And I'm actually getting an enchantment pretty soon here as well. And possibly 2, although we don't think about the second. When you go down to your last life, you get an extra enchantment, so... you get one at level 10, which I am very close to leveling up to. And then another one. Haste item. I think no, because most of what I'm doing is based upon charging this, so it's about just being able to. But actually, if I get everything hasted, they'll all go for the second round a lot quicker, which is kind of where this starts to do damage. But this is actually already hasting stuff. I think I'm going to go no for now, but I probably should have grabbed it and put it in the bag, just in case, but I'm okay with that decision. Elite Duelist would give all my items lifesteal if I get his skill. So that actually means... No, I'll still get to level 10 today. But this skill right here, your weapons have lifesteal, would mean I wouldn't need this anymore. Okay. Getting this when you slow your items gain crit chances. Pretty good get. This build without that skill is not as strong. Okay, I did not get that skill that I wanted, so I'm gonna take extra 900 shield for the next fight, because the next fight is gonna be the PvP. Enchant an item with heal effects, so I could do this, and then it would basically be like a double lifesteal, because I would get lifesteal plus the heal equal to the damage that I'm outputting. And considering that's what's keeping me alive, I think I'm actually going to do that right now. Okay, so restorative Magus Femur. More regen, maybe, but I think I'm going to kind of go for item upgrades. When you slow burn, it's good. It's kind of where we started also. That would mean that I get rid of this. But this would put out a lot more burn than the 4 poison this is putting out. I think I'm actually okay with that.
You see that, Barker? That's how it's done.
Roll this. Poison equal to your regen. I'm not really scaling regen. Good item though. I've gotten a 10 piece with that before. Ebb 2. They've been doing pretty well, actually. They're Vanessa, they've been racking up their wins, they haven't lost much. And when they did, they lost early, it looks like. Okay, so they're going with the shielded flagship, so they're going to be putting out some damage, for sure. But I think... They don't... Oh no, they do have some damage scale. Freeze... When you poison, yeah.
Bravery without strength is a sword.
Oh, they also had poison scaling. Oh, because of the Yeti crap. Nice build, yeah. Okay, random enchants. Enchant an item with burn effects. I really need some weapon scaling. This is heavy. I guess I could just do the fiery firefly, so that'll get double burn. Because by the time it goes off the first time, it'll probably be somewhere like a 30 to 50 burn range. I would think. Temporary boost. I don't think that's a game changer for me.
Sometimes I sell stuff.
No, I don't think these really do anything for me. Healer regen. You're a regen item. And actually upgrading you does make a big difference. But I'd rather go to a full shop.
Right then, off you go.
Okay.
You with the Gorgons? Yes, this Tell your bosses, they're gonna pay for this.
Easy dub against the computer. When any non-weapon item is used, slow it for 2 seconds. That's actually great. That's actually insane for what I'm doing. When any non-weapon item, any includes theirs. Every single time I slow, I charge. So every time. I wonder, any non-weapon or use slow, I wonder about that language. So it might just be 1, 2, 3 of my items. When any of them are used, they're going to be directly charging this even more. Let me see. Not using this, no. No. Sure,
I've got everything you need. Anything you want.
No, I don't know how that would work. Good item, though.
It's okay to just browse.
After all these centuries, there is still more to learn.
I think I'll go weapon skills.
Fight without weapons.
When you slow, your weapons gain 6 damage for the fight. Yes.
Ancient one can't take.
Okay, now here's the thing. Very high possibility that I just lose in this next fight just because I'm on my last life. And, it's just the way it goes. But I did end up getting everything in place, which is fun, but it's not fun to do that on your last life. I think I have to skip all these skills. I probably should have taken one of the last ones, but none of them were that much of a game changer.
If you knew my true purpose,
okay, shower tub,
stand
Dewey, let's see what you got. Lots of health, turbo railgun, lots of tech items. Yeah, this is actually it's an interesting matchup because they're going to put out a lot of damage, but I'm also slowing them. And I'm putting out a lot of damage, and I have scaling, which it looks like they do not have. Yeah, I think that's me. Cool. Also because I have lifesteal. Nice win. And the damage scaling has gotten a lot better because of that skill. Alright, day 11. I am currently at 6 wins. Let's see if I can go for 7.
small items, small people. I love them all.
Right now, there are things that I could get. This is a good item. I don't think I have to gold to get to it, though. I was actually considering, if this came up early, I was definitely gonna go for that. It's a great early weapon, early game one. But I don't think I can do that. I think now I'm mainly just looking for upgrades.
Size dilutes the brain.
Like, upgrading this is going to be really big because it's going to go from slowing 2 items to 3 items. There we go. Perfect. Which is going to give me an extra slow trigger.
You're a smart one.
That's amazing. Which makes everything go faster. This is going to be the really important one, though, because right now it's not scaling that fast. It's only doing 25 extra damage every time I slow, but at silver I think it's 50, and then at gold I think it's 75 or maybe 100. So I actually think I can beat the Frost Street Champion. He freezes a lot, but I charge a lot, and charge beats freeze. So he's definitely going to slow me down. But I think once I get going, it's going to be Ah, okay, that's fair. It was super close. I don't really need this. I guess I could put more burn on you.
I pay well for mid-sized, reasonable sized things. Not worse at buying than quicksilvers at selling.
Okay, so this is a pig who's on their last life. They won early and then it seems like they're losing late. So, shield, they're going to be putting out a lot of fast poison and burn, so lots of status effects pretty quickly, but I think my lifesteal is going to counteract that. Yeah.
Chasing you.
Okay. 7 wins.
With each new discovery, the formula of life is revealed.
I'm gonna go gold tier item and see what they do. That's fine. Let me see if I can get a reagent.
Come on in. Let's chat.
Okay, I'm very down to do that. So then let me sell you. Oh yeah, you're a reagent. Perfect. Put you back out there. Buy you.
How about this weather? Oh, you leave it.
So when you slow, this gains 4 burn, but since it's enchanted, it's double burn, so that's going to actually be 8 burn. Let's see, weapons. I could possibly get an upgrade.
I'm finished with fighting.
Unlikely though.
But I can help you finish a fight.
Okay, perfect. We got an upgrade on
I
that.
prefer action.
This guy puts out a lot of damage, but let's see. I mean, I do have the burn here, so his shield's not going to really be able to build up that well. Yeah. Okay.
Another specimen for my collection. Closer and closer.
Perfect. Now upgrade the
my sister's
femur.
laughter.
Now this is going to scale a lot faster. When you slow charge is 2 seconds and it gains 50 damage. Right now I think I just need max health. And enchanting item with damage. I guess I could do the spider mace. It charges when you slow or poison. I slow a lot because it's going to charge a lot. It has the when you slow it gains 6, which means then it would be 12. Okay, yeah. So, Obsidian Spider Mace. So this is probably going to be putting out 400 or 500 damage every time it attacks pretty quickly. Okay, Flob Flum. It's a dually level 15. And it has 7 wins, and it's on its last life, so
I will fight you, but only so that I can
probably won early, and now is starting to peter out. What does he got going on? Okay, he's got the friend Firefly build, which is going to be lots of status effects and then an occasional big hit. As in a frequent big hit. Oh. I did not think I was going to win that one. I got down pretty close there twice. I didn't realize this guy charges. Yeah, when you haste, slow, poison, freeze, or burn, charge 2 seconds, 28-second cooldown. With crit chance. So this was basically, every time this hit, this was putting out 4,000 damage. And I had 4,400, so every time it hit. But I also had lifesteal, so I got that back. And restorative, so I got that back double. But that's not how that works. Just because you can't go over your max health. I'm going to take XP, because right now, every time I level up, I'm going to get a bunch of HP. I guess I'm going to take the Hershey's chocolate bars. And I'm going to XP max here, so I'll level up before my next fight. If you only have one medium item, I do only have one medium item. That would be a good skill to get. Or your items have +3 crit chance for each weapon you have. That'd be good too.
Disgusting creatures.
Okay.
The Bazaar
Definitely
has
don't
many
need that.
secrets.
Teaches slow
I
skills.
will
I wonder if I
uncover
can get
them
another slow damage scaling skill. When you slow your items, gain crit chance. Oh, that's so good. The first 5 times you slow each fight, charge a regeneration item. This is my only regeneration item, and every time this goes off, it slows 3 more times. So, realistically, while this would give me greater crit chance, every time I slow this going off 3 times, which triggers this 3 times, is much better. I gotta do that. Skill upgrades. I don't need a potion at the start of the day, and then boom, slow targets. The exact one that I just passed on. Thank you, game. I appreciate that, so now I get both. ¿Por qué no los dos? Alright. Haste, slow, and cooldown items. I have slow items. I have this. Cool. Didn't really need that, but why not? Library. I have weapons, so it doesn't really work for this. Great item, though. Okay, a 9-win Vanessa on its last life. 1 early, losing late.
When we are finished, may I descend you for
what kind of Vanessa
Go ahead.
they are. Youngster.
Makes this
Youngster.
more fun.
Holsters, dive weights, haste. Okay, so they're just damage and run. They're like a super haste cut that skill. I think I can beat this.
Defeat does not defeat me.
Okay. It's like the Northern Lion build right there.
Just close your
This
eyes.
actually might be really good. I'll take some regen. I'll take some burn. I'll take more burn. Oop. Okay, regen, burn. Sell you. I don't need you. Connection issue? Oh no.
Warms my rusty circuits to see that find on. That's been sitting there 20 years.
Okay, now let me see. This is interesting. Proboscis could actually work really, really well here because I have... Basically, when you slow deal, it's 4 damage, but my damage is going to scale. So every time I slow, this is going to deal a lot of damage. Like, a lot of damage. I wonder what happens if I do this. Now, that doesn't mean that I am... Actually, no, it's 1, 2, 3. And this still has 3. Oh, wow. Okay, this just went pretty nutty.
Well, you're doing your part to clean up the bazaar.
Okay. 5 heal. Okay, damage.
Hooey! Now that's a bargain.
Okay. Okay.
My mind
Level up.
glows.
Gonna go through
I
the loot
see
item. Sure.
everything.
And then, yeah, I'll just put that onto the Proboscis. So basically, every time that I slow, this is going to deal 39 damage. But then every single time that I slow, my weapons also gain 6 damage. Now, how often do I slow? Well, this item doesn't slow, but when I slow, this it charges by 2 seconds and it gains 50 damage. Although it has a 12-second cooldown. But this item multicasts twice. It does 44 damage, although that scales, but it also slows every time it goes off. And since it's multicast, it's actually 2 slows. And then when you crit with another item, charge this 1 second. We also have the scale and crit. When you slow, your items gain 3% crit chance. Then I have this item, Obsidian Spider Mace, which means it does double damage. And then when I slow or poison, charge this 2 seconds, and it has an 8.9 second cooldown. This item, when you slow, this gains +4 burn for the fight. It has a 7-second cooldown, but it also has double burn because it has the burn enchantment. And then this item slows 3 items for 2 seconds, and I gain 5 regen every 5.5 seconds. This item gives a weapon lifesteal. It has 3 ammo, and then every time it goes off, it also hastes the lifesteal weapon. Right now, at the beginning of the fight, this is the only item that has lifesteal. I have 3 weapons. I have 3 ammo, so all of those have lifesteal by the fight. So I have scaling crit, which charges this. I have scaling damage, which affects all the weapons. Over here, the first 5 times you slow each fight, charge 1 regeneration item each second. This is my only regeneration item, and it has 3 slow triggers every time it goes off. So the first time that I slow, this gets charged, and that happens the first 5 times that I slow, my mistake. And then when any non-weapon item is used, slow for 2 seconds. So then that also charges up this. And then just some basic damage and burn skills. Now, let me see if I can find anything else here. No, I don't need that. And I'm going to have one more computer fight, which I thought I had already done, but that's okay. Vulcus Enforcer. Possible to lose this one. I think it's unlikely. Freeze will slow me down a little bit, but charge does go through freeze. Haste doesn't actually go through freeze, but charge will break a freeze. And this is mainly a charge build, not a haste build. When you freeze, your items gain crit chance. I don't freeze. I think I'm okay. I don't need that one. There's 0 chance I'm going to freeze with this build. Let me see. Sell skills. I don't have potions. I don't really need any of these. Okay. I guess I do have potions. Enchanted item with poison effects. I guess I could put poison onto the Proboscis, because it's going to have scaling damage and it's going to go off every time I slow. So that's probably going to be putting out a solid amount of poison as well now. A Sleepless one. Big Pig on its last life. Woof, it has 19,000 health. And it also, every time it freezes, charges this big icy club. This might be an L. Yeah, that's a good build. in the way that only a pig can do, because it can get really big in the later stages. But 9 wins, honestly, from where this started, I'm super, super happy about that. Like, I thought I was going to maybe get hard stuck at 4 wins, because this was just not really going well at the beginning. So 9 wins on that, getting pretty much all the way there except for a massive pig, which had even faster charge and multicast than I did. I'm perfectly fine with that. And plus it was a ranked game, so I got some chests. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you later.